Dabbling in the world of horror and the macabre, I awakened and excited entities and forces beyond imagining. One night, while lying in bed and trying not to imagine what could lie beneath it, one such entity came to me. It appeared as a deep black shadow against the murky night. The way its tendrils curled in the air, it was almost as if it were made of smoke or water, but more solid than either of those things. A deep, rumbling sound came from it, like a low growl. It reached towards me, and I saw a skeletal hand, the color of gunmetal, emerge from the depths of the living shadow, and one long finger pointed at me. Suddenly, the growling seemed to have words interlaced with it, and sentences began to make sense to me. I am the scary, the guardian of the repository of all things wicked. Why have you summoned me? I hadn't known I was summoning anyone or anything, so I attempted to convey this to the entity. I did not mean to summon you. Nevertheless, you did, and now I am here. Have you been summoned before? Yes, but not often. I have visited others like you, and some not like you. What do you mean like me? The creators of horror, the conduits of darkness, the perpetrators of fear, the writers. Who are the ones that are not like me? They will not be discussed here, unless you wish the darkness to remain and never leave this place. Your home would forever be an open gateway to the forces of evil. I nodded, and then glanced over at my sleeping roommate, softly snoring in the other bed. Please don't wake her, I said. I cannot wake her. You are the only one who can hear me. How did I summon you? I whispered. You invited many dark creatures into your home by writing about them. Your stories gave many things from my realm enough power to cross over into yours. I kept them from coming. They would have destroyed you and terrorized this city. Why did you protect me? You have a gift, albeit one that needs some polishing, to tell stories of pure terror. If you honor me at the beginning of every story you share, the awful power of your stories will be transferred to me, instead of the demons or spirits or monsters that are in them. It will give me the strength to control my realm and protect yours. Do we have a deal? Why does it feel like I'm selling my soul to the devil if I agree to this? You are not selling your soul. Your soul has no value to me. I want something infinitely more valuable. And what is that? Your voice. The skeletal hand reached out again, and I reached up to shake it. The bony fingers wrapped around mine. They were cold and hard against my skin. The scary shook my hand quickly, and then let go. You are now my conduit, my voice in this world. You will continue to tell stories from this moment until the day you draw your last breath. Is that understood? I nodded. You must verbally agree under your own power. I agree to be the conduit and voice of the scary, I whispered. Something cold touched my left wrist, and I looked down. There was a mark on my inner wrist right below my palm. It was a black spot. There was no distinct shape or pattern to it. It was just a mark. This will remind you of whom you claimed loyalty to. It will only be visible to you. unless you betray me. What would happen to me if I did? The mark would consume you. Consume? There would be nothing left of you, except maybe a few charred pieces of bone. I will not betray you, I said. I know. And then the scary curled in on itself until it shrank into oblivion. The room got warmer and a little lighter, and my roommate was still asleep, completely oblivious as to what had just happened. I laid back down in bed, examining the black mark on my wrist. It looked like someone had drawn on me with a pen. I pulled the blanket up to my shoulders and looked up at the ceiling. Scary? I asked. The swirling entity appeared above me faster than I could have expected. Yes. I almost flinched. Where did you come from? What are you? I will save that story for another day. You will have to prove your loyalty first. And he was gone again. So I vowed from that day forward to be a conduit to the scary, to tell the frightening tales from the repository of all things wicked, lest I suffer a gruesome death. This story has been told in honor of the scary, from the repository of all things wicked. Come back next week for other frightening tales and poetry of the macabre.